So in the previous session, we have discussed about role hierarchy, and we have discussed what exactly the role hierarchy and what is the use, how to set up the role hierarchy in Salesforce, and how to assign roles to the users. So what is the benefit of assigning the roles to the users, and what exactly the difference between a role and a profile we have discussed in the previous session. Now, so today we'll see the concept of OWD. So we have to understand what exactly OWD, what it indicates, where we can apply OWD, what OWD options that we have in Salesforce, how to apply the OWD at an object level. Whenever we are applying the OWD, what are the various OWD options are available and what options are applicable for what objects? We'll see one by one. Now, let's see. For example, I have my organization. In my organization, I'm having so many objects, including standard, including custom. I have so many objects are available. Like for example, I have account object, I have lead object, I have campaign object, I have case object, now. So these are the various objects are available as part of my Salesforce arc. So we have so many objects are available, including standard and including custom objects also. I have this account object and I have this lead object, which is also a standard, and I have campaign. I'm having this case object. I have opportunity. I'm having my own custom objects also. Hiring manager. I have position. So like that, I have so many objects are available inside my Salesforce arc. Now on the other hand, I'm having users. On the other hand, I'm having users. I have users are available here. These are the various users are available in my Salesforce arc. I'm having these users. I have Salesforce objects which are available inside my Salesforce arc, including standard, including custom. These may be related or independent. I'm not bothered about that over here. These are the objects. Now, on the other hand, we are having the users inside my organization. So now, what exactly the OWD indicates organization-wide defaults. So what do you mean by organization-wide defaults? Now, in this case, let's take a small use case. A general example here. For example, assume that I'm purchasing a smartphone. Okay, like as an iPhone. So now upon purchasing this iPhone, initially whenever we switch on the mobile, it is providing some default settings. Like some default wallpaper, default screensaver, default message alert, default ringtone, and the default apps inside that mobile, default brightness, default settings, everything has been applied over here. So these are common to all the mobiles or only specific to the mobile for a particular person. These are common. Whenever they are introducing that mobile into the market, okay, the Apple people are going to be introducing this default settings because that iPhone is not only utilizing in US, that is utilizing in the entire world with different people. So now, irrespective of the country, irrespective of the person, each and every person is getting same settings over here. Even though you may be purchasing the mobile from US also, UK, Australia, Germany, Japan, Middle East, India, wherever, settings will be same. The default settings will be same. Once they have given that mobile to you, okay, by default they're providing the default settings. Later we can change the settings whatever you want. You can change your own ringtone also, mobile alerts also. You can able to specify your own brightness also. Okay, you can specify screensaver, wallpaper, anything we can change. Depends upon your requirement here. Now, in this case, like the similar way, here also I'm having this. When coming to this organization, I'm having these objects are available. Excuse me. On the other hand, I'm having this user. Now, then what exactly this OWD indicates, where exactly it will came into the picture. Now let's see. Whenever a user creates a record inside this object, that means, for example, if the development user creates a record inside my account object, then what is the level of access of the record? To whom this record can be visible? Who can access this record that we can able to control with the help of OWD option? Basically, OWD is used to decide the level of access of the record within the entire organization. That means organization wide default. Organization wide within the entire organization, what is the default setting you would like to apply for this object records? Now, whenever we are going to be allocating the OWD, OWD is going to be deciding baseline level of access. That means whenever a user creates a record inside the object, what is the default access level of that record that we can able to decide with the help of OWD. Now, in this case, OWD can be applicable only at object level, not at profile level, not at user level here. This will be applicable only at object level. Whenever we are giving this OWD option for an object, that OWD option will be common to all the users inside the organization. That's why they're giving this option organization wide. It's not specific to that user. It's not specific to the profile. It will be organization wide for all the users. Same setting will be available for this particular object. So in this case, organization wide default, that means the whole organization wide for all the users, this is the default setting, this is the default level of access that will be allocating by Salesforce for each and every object record. So now in this case, simply in one sentence, we can say organization wide defaults indicates the level of access of the record inside my organization. Whenever development user creates a record, to whom the record should be visible. Whenever development user creates a record inside my object account, then this record will be visible to whom? As the owner of the record, development user will be having full control on that. He can create the record, he can see the record, he can modify, he can delete, he can do all the operations here. Along with this development user, along with the owner of the record, who are all the other people can able to access my record? Then how can we decide? For that one, we are using the help of a feature called as OWD. So, organization-wide default indicates the baseline level of access or the default level of access of the record inside the object. Simply, we can say which record is visible to whom, which record is visible to whom, that we can decide with the help of OWD. Now, OWD can be applicable only at object level. That can be applicable only at object level. Let's see. For example, here. Now, I would like to apply the OWD in the object level here. This is the account object that we have. Now, I would like to apply this OWD action. I would like to apply the OWD. So, this is the OWD action that we can specify. OWD can be applicable, okay, only at object level. So, for each object, we can specify the OWD action. This is not only for the account object, we can apply the OWD for each and every object also. For every object, we can specify the OWD options. What options are available, we'll see today. Now, so this is the OWD option. So these are the various objects are available. For each and every object level, we can specify the OWD option. Now, what this OWD option decide, whenever a user creates a record inside this object, this record should be visible to whom? Who are all the people inside my organization can access this record that will be controlled by OWD. So for that reason, OWD can be applicable only at object level. Once the OWD has been applied on this object, then irrespective of the user, for all the users, same OWD option will be applicable for this object records. User to user, it won't change the OWD option. This will be common. This will be common to all the users. That means organization wide. For all the users inside the organization, the same OWD option will be applicable for all these users. Now, in this case, what options are available as part of OWD? OWD provides various options. We have totally 9 options are available as part of OWD. Okay, we have 9 options are available here. The first one, private. Second one, public read only. Third one, public read write. Fourth one, public read write transfer. Fifth one, public full access. Sixth one, no access. Seventh one, view. Third one, use only. The ninth one, okay, so ninth one, we are having controlled by parent. These are the 9 options are available. Okay, private, public read only, public read write, public read write transfer, public full access, no access, view only, use, controlled by parent. These are the 9 options are available here. So now, whatever the 9 options that we have inside our Salesforce are, these 9 options are not applicable to all the objects of Salesforce. Few options are applicable only for few objects in Salesforce. All the options are not applicable. Few options are applicable only for few objects of Salesforce. Then what options are applicable for what objects? Now let me list out one by one. Okay. Now let's see. Make a note of this one. Organization-wide defaults are used to define the baseline level of access of the records inside the organization. That is, when the user creates a record in the object, we can define the level of access of the record within the organization. OWD indicates which record should be visible to whom. OWD indicates which record should be visible to whom. Now, OWD options can be applicable. OWD options can be applicable only at the object level. Only at the object level, which will be applied to all the users inside the organization, irrespective of the profile. Irrespective of the profile, for all the users inside the organization, the same OWD option will be getting applicable here. Now, Salesforce provides the below 9 OWD options. First one, private. Second one, public read only. Third one, public read write. Fourth one, public read write transfer. Fifth one, public full access. Sixth one, no access. Seventh one, use. Eighth one, view only. Ninth one, controlled by parent. These are the 9 options are available here. Done with these options? Now, let's see. So then what options are available for what objects? Now let's see. So these are the total 9 options are available as part of OWD. From these 9 options, the first 3 options, private, public read-only, public read-write. These 3 options will be applicable to all the objects of Salesforce, including standard, including custom, okay, except one standard object, that is price book. I will give the note points also. Let me complete. Okay. Now, so now whatever the 3 options are available, first 3 options, private, public read only, public read write. These 3 options will be applicable to all the objects of Salesforce, including standard, including custom, except one standard object, that is price book. Only for the price book object, these 3 options are not applicable. Rest of all the objects are having these 3 options automatically common. This is the first one. Second point here. Public read write transfer option is applicable only for lead object and case object. Both lead object and case object is having this option, public read write transfer. That means lead object and the case objects are having first 3 options are common as usual, and along with that it will have this one additional option, public read write transfer. So lead object and the case object will be having 4 OWD options: private, public read only, public read write, public read write transfer. 4 options will be available for lead object and case object. Next. Now this option, public full access option, will be available only for campaign object. Only the campaign object is having this option additionally. So campaign object contains the first 3 options common as usual, like as private, public read only, public read write. Along with these 3, this campaign object will have one more additional option, that is public full access. This option is applicable for the campaign object especially here. Next 3, no access, use, view only. These 3 options are applicable only for an object that is called as price book. Only price book object contains these 3 options. No other objects are having this option. Price book object contains only these 3 options, like no access, use, and the view only. These 3 options. Next, the last option, controlled by parent. This option is applicable only for the child objects. This option is applicable only for the child objects which are having master detail association. That already told you, in master detail association, child record is completely controlled by parent. So the control by parent option is applicable only for the child objects which are having that association with the parent with master detail association. Okay, understood the concept over here? Now, these are the 9 options are available. First 3 options are available for all standard, all custom objects except price book. Public read write transfer option is available only for 2 objects, lead in the case. Public full access option is applicable only for campaign. No access, use, view only. These 3 options are applicable only for one object, that is price book. Control by parent option is applicable only for child objects which are having the association with the parent with the master detail here. Okay. Now, in this case, whenever we are creating a custom object in Salesforce, what is the default OWD option allocating by Salesforce? Whenever we are creating a custom object in Salesforce, by default, for each object, Salesforce is allocating a default OWD option as public read write. Public read write. Then, in this case, what will happen? Whenever a user creates a record, this record is a public record. Public record means what? Everybody can access. All the users available inside your organization, they can able to see that record, they can able to modify your record also. That is the functionality of public read write. Okay, so whenever we are creating an object in Salesforce, for each custom object, Salesforce allocates the default OWD option as public read write. Okay, from there we can change our own setting. We can change it to private also, public read only also. Depends upon your requirement, we can able to change those settings as well. Okay, understood the concept now? Now, then how to apply these OWD options? Now let's see. Now let me give the note points here. Note. First one, private, public read only, and public read write options will be applicable for all standard and all custom objects except price book object. Except price book object. Public read write transfer option will be applicable only for lead and case objects additionally. Public full access option will be applicable only for campaign object additionally. No access, use, and view only options will be applicable only for the price book object. Control by parent option will be applicable only for child objects which are associated with master detail association. Note. While creating a custom object, by default, Salesforce will assign the OWD option as public read write. Then how can we apply these OWD options for the object? Okay, we'll see. You can assign the OWD option for the objects as below. Click on Setup menu, search for the option Sharing Settings in Quick Find box. Go to the organization-wide defaults section. Click on Edit button. Select the required OWD option from the pick list for the object and click on Save button. So this is a navigation we used to follow in order to assign the OWD option for your object in Salesforce. Done with this? Now let's see how to apply these OWD options for these objects. Now let me show you the navigation. Let's go to your Salesforce org. I'm going to my Salesforce org. Let's go to the quick find box. Search for the option sharing settings. Select this option sharing settings. Now here you will be having a section organization wide defaults section. This is a section. So now in this section, it will represent all the objects of Salesforce. So whatever the objects are available inside my Salesforce are, including standard, including custom, all the object names will be getting populated. What default internal access has been assigned by the OWD by default? What default external access has been given by Salesforce, it will be indicating. Internal access will be for our organization wide here, that means within the organization. This is for integration purpose. During integration, so what kind of access the third party system can have on your object records, that we can decide by using default external access. So we are going to be assigning the access for our organization users. We are not using this external access right now. That is related to integration part. Now, in this case here, when I observe this objects here, this is the lead object, account and contract, contact object, order object, asset object, opportunity. Like that, here we are having all the objects, including standard, including custom. All the object names will be getting populated over here. Here I'm having my custom objects also, like candidate object, customer object, hiring manager, patient, position, like that all these objects also over here. Okay. Now, in this case, let's see. These are the 5 objects that we have created as part of my organization. These 5 object names will be getting populating over here. These are the custom objects. Now, if you want to change this OWD option for your objects here, just you can click on edit button. Then for each object, it will provide a pick list. In that pick list, it will be populating those options also. Now, click on edit button. Now it is populating the OWD option for each and every object. For example, I have account object here. For account object, we are having only these 3 options: private, public read only, public read write. When you go to the opportunity, we have this same 3 options: private, public read only, public read write. When you go to my custom object also, these are my custom objects. When you go to your custom objects also, we are having this first 3 options are available as it is. So the first 3 options like private, public read only, public read write. These 3 options will be applicable to all the objects of Salesforce, including standard, including custom also, except price book object here. Now, second one. When you go to the lead object, we are having 4 options. First 3 options are common as usual. It will be having one more additional option, public read write transfer. Like the similar passion. When you go to the case object also, first 3 options are common. The fourth option is additionally public read write transfer. So this option is applicable only for 2 objects, lead object and case object here. Additionally, the first 3 options are common as usual. Additionally, it is providing one more option over here. Next, public full access option. When you go to the campaign object, first 3 options are common as usual. Along with that, it is having one more additional option, public full access. Now, when you go to the price book object in Salesforce, when you go to the price book object in Salesforce, we are having this option, no access, view only, use. These are the 3 options are available only for price book object. When you go to the child objects, okay, which are having master detail association, they will be having controlled by parent. Now, here observe this one here. I'm trying to be changing this OWD options over here. That's what when I click on edit button, these are visible to me over here. When you come down at the last, we can see position object, patient, hiring manager, customer. Any custom object is missing here? Position object is there. Candidate object is missing. Why? Right. So we can't change the OWD of that object. Whatever the objects are available, which are the childs with the parent with the master detail, for the child object, OWD option we can't change. It's a common question in most of the interviews for what objects OWD option cannot be editable. OWD option is not editable for the child objects which are having master detail association with the parent over here because that will be always a fixed. Now, in this case over here, when I observe this one, we are able to modify the option for customer also, hiring manager also, patient also, position also. By default, for these four custom objects, we have the default option as public read write. That's what I told you. Whenever we are creating a custom object in Salesforce, for each custom object, by default, Salesforce is assigning the OWD option as public read write option. Okay, understood the concept now? Next. Now let's see. Now I'm going to changing this account objects OWD equals to private. Just you can go to this account object. I'm changing this OWD option to private. Select this a private. Click on OK. Click on OK again. And then one more time. Now here we are selecting this default internal access as private. Now make it save. Click on OK button. When I click on this save button, now it is giving a small warning message over here. Internally, sharing mechanism has been initiated by Salesforce. Internally, sharing mechanism has been initiated by Salesforce here. So now this is under process. That's what here it is asking you to. One or more sharing operations has been initiated. So see below for additional details over here. Now, so now it is performing the operation. Just you can refresh it. Now done. Operations are done. Now it is indicating account object OWD equals to private. Okay, clear? Understood the concept? How to change that OWD option here? Now. Now let's see in this case. Whenever we are assigning the account object OWD as a private, what will happen? What do you mean by this OWD option private? Okay, now let me explain. For example, for my account object, I'm assigning the OWD option as private. For my account object, I'm giving this OWD option as private. Whenever we are assigning the OWD option as private, from there onwards, whenever a user creates a record inside this particular object, then record will be visible only to the record owner because as the owner of the record, he will be having full control on the record. Like he can see the record, he can modify, he can delete, he can share, he can do everything whatever he wants because he is the owner. Along with the owner, based on the role hierarchy, it will make the record to be visible to the training batch user also. That means administrator also can able to access your record. So whenever we are making this object OWD as private, that means what? Upon creating the records are completely private records. That means restricted records here. Private means what? It's like as a private property. Who can use this private property? Only the property owner, not the other people over here. So whenever we are making the objects OWD as private, if the development user creates a record in the object, then record will be visible only to the development user along with his manager over here. These two people will be having the full rights, the remaining users in the organization, like as a manager user, customer user, testing user, these people will not be able to access this record because the record is completely restricted. Okay, clear? Now, come to the small scenario. For example, I have a bank account. I'm doing so many transactions every day with my bank account. Now tell me, my transaction details are visible to whom? Only to me. Along with me, who are all the people can able to access my transaction details? Bank employees. Only myself and my bank employees. Only these two people can able to access that transaction. Will my transactions are visible to other people here? No. Other customers can't access. Like the similar way here also, whenever we are going to be making the objects OWD as private, if any of the user creates a record in the object, the record will be a private record which will be completely restricted. Only the record owner and his manager will have full control. Remaining users in the organization, they may be siblings also, they may be subordinates also for this development user. These people will not be able to access the record here. Okay, understood the concept here? This is a functionality of OWD option private. Okay, now in this case, here you can raise a question. In this case, here you can raise a question. Sir, for example, we made this object OWD as private. Okay, fine. Today, as a development user, I have created a record inside my account object. So whenever I'm creating a record, the record is a private record. Only myself and my manager can able to access the record. Other users in my organization will not be able to access. Okay, only myself and my manager will be having the access on the record. Remaining people will not be having the access. But now my requirement is whatever the record that I have created right now, this record I want to make it visible to one of the user here, that is manager user. I want to make my record should be visible to my manager user also. How? Whatever the record that we have created, I want to make my record to be visible to other users inside my organization, not to all, to one user or multiple users. I want to make it visible. Then how can we do this one? How can we make my record to be visible to other people? In this case, we have to use the help of a feature called as sharing mechanism. We have to use the help of a feature called as sharing feature. What do you mean by sharing feature? Sharing features are used to make our records to be visible to other users inside the organization. Because as of now, the records are restricted records. Only myself, my manager can able to access. Remaining people will not be able to access the record. But there are some exceptional situations in which I want to make my record to be visible to other members in my team. They may be my sibling also, they may be my subordinate also here. To any one of the people or to multiple people, I want to make my record to be get visible. Then how can we make my record to be get visible? For that one, whatever the record that I have created, I want to make my record to be shared to this required people. To whom you want to share, then you can decide. To a single user or multiple users also, we can able to share the record visibility. That means what? Not only myself as a owner, along with me, okay, some of the other users also can able to see my record. Other users also can able to access my record also. For that reason, we are using the help of a feature called as sharing mechanism or sharing feature. Generally, when the sharing concept will come into the picture, if the record is restricted record, if it is not visible to the people, then only we can be able to make it share. Suppose if the record is visible to all the people, do I need to share additionally? No. All the people are already having the access, so no need to share the record. So now, whenever we are making this objects portability as private, the records are restricted records which cannot be visible to the people. So for that reason, if you want to make the record to be visible to the other people, we are using the help of sharing mechanism or sharing feature. Now, then what do you mean by sharing mechanism? Sharing mechanism is used to make our records to be visible to the other users inside the organization. That means we can share our records to one or more number of users inside my organization with the required level of access. That means what? Whenever I'm sharing the record to this person, then I can decide as the owner of the record, I'm having full rights on this. Now I'm making my record to be visible to this person. While sharing the record to this person, then what level of access this user can have on my record that I can control over here. So whenever I'm sharing the record to the person, I would like to indicate that this person can have only read-only permission. He just can see my record, but he can't modify, he can't delete my records. Okay, I want to restrict it over here. Okay, now simple concept over here. Let's see. I think everybody is having the access of Google Drive, right? Regarding our session videos, documents, notes, materials, you are having the Google Drive. Now, I have created that Google Drive. I'm the owner of the drive. Okay, I have created that Google Drive. I'm the owner of the drive. So as a owner, I'm having full control on that. Okay, as a owner, I have the full control on the Google Drive. I can keep on upload some new videos also. Daily, regarding our sessions, I can upload some new video. I can add some new documents. I can add some new materials also. If it doesn't require some materials, I can delete also from the drive because as the owner, I have that rights. Now, in this case here, along with me, okay, I have granted the access to capital info people also. They are also having full control over here. I have shared this access to capital info people also with a shared full permission. That means myself and the capital info people both are having full control on the Google Drive. So now we can able to see the videos, we can add some new videos, we can delete the existing one, we can modify the content, we can download the videos, we can do everything. We have full rights that. Now, this Google Drive access I have shared to all of you. Okay, I have shared this Google Drive access to all of you here. Now, upon sharing this Google Drive access to all of you, I have given restricted permissions over here. Okay, I have given restricted permissions. What are the documents that I have shared to you? Documents you can download into your local system. But whatever the videos I'm sharing inside the drive, I'm restricting that video's permission that you can't download that video. Just you can able to access that video through online. That means through internet you can play the video, but you can't download the video into the local system because I have given some restricted permissions over here. So whatever the access that we have on the drive, this access I have shared to all of you. And upon granting the permissions to you, I have given very restricted permissions over here. Just you can play the video, you can download the document over here. Just you can access my documents. That's it. But you can't upload any video to the Google Drive. You can't delete the content from that Google Drive. You don't have that rights because I have restricted that. Now, in that case here, just you are having read-only permission. Just you can see that documentation from that Google Drive. But you can't modify, you can't delete. And that too, you can't share that Google Drive access to your friends also. Suppose if some of your friend requested you to share this Google Drive access, whenever you are sharing this link to your friend, when your friend click on that link to open the drive, the request will come to me again. Because without my permission, nobody can touch my Google Drive. They can't access that videos also here. So in this case here, even though you are trying to be sharing this Google Drive access to the people, so now when the people click on the link to open the folder, that request will come to me because it requires my permission over here. So now in this case, what happened? Upon sharing that records to you, I'm giving some restricted permissions. Here also, okay, here also, when coming to that OWD, whenever we are making the objects OWD as private, from there onwards, records are purely restricted records. Only the record owner and his manager can able to access the records. Other people will not be able to access. In order to make the records to be visible to the other people, okay, we need to use the help of a feature called as sharing feature. By using this sharing mechanism, we can share the records to one or more number of users with the required level of access. Okay, understood the concept now? Now, make a note of this one. Private. When the object's OWD has been assigned as private, then if the user creates a record in the object, then record will be visible only to the record owner and his manager. But the other users inside the organization won't be able to access the records. Won't be able to access the records. To make the records to be visible to the other users inside the organization, we have to use the help of sharing mechanism. Sharing mechanism. By using sharing feature, we can share the records to one or more users inside the organization with the required level of access. With the required level of access. Now, Salesforce provides the below three types of sharing mechanism. First one, manual sharing. Second one, automated sharing. Third one, Apex sharing. These are the three types of sharing mechanisms are available in Salesforce: manual sharing, automated sharing, and the Apex sharing. These are the three features. Now, so in this case, how can we share this records to the required people? We'll see in the next session over here. Okay, now. So tomorrow will you be available? All the people? If all the people are available, I will take up the session. Because from Monday onwards, we are starting development sessions. In security, we have okay, few small features are left. like permission sets and the profiles features are available. These you will see on weekends. Okay, on weekends, we'll see these features. From Monday onwards, you'll be starting development sessions. Okay? Flows will be in development. Flows will be in development sessions.
Sir,
Okay?
weekends means Sunday also
Features are
class will be there.
not on Sunday, madam. Saturday.
Okay, sir.
Saturday we'll be having that. Okay, lengthy sessions. We can complete these features. Okay. Now,
And this automation, sir,
sorry.
automation rules that
Automation will
you
be in development, madam.
in
Automation rule
the.
will be in development. In development.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Now, so from Monday we'll be starting this development sessions. If you want to take a break for tomorrow, then you can take a break. It's your choice. Sorry? No, not my wish. Now, I will be available here itself. If you want to attend the session tomorrow, you can attend. Okay, it's your choice. I'm giving this choice to you. But please complete this admin part practice, okay, by tomorrow. Okay, don't make it pending for Monday, because from Monday onwards we are starting development. Okay, now tell me your option. Sorry. Okay. Now, so tomorrow we'll be having the session as usual here. Okay. Now, tomorrow we'll complete this. Okay, manual sharing, automated sharing concepts also. Tomorrow we'll complete this part. Okay. Now, so please be available tomorrow at normal timings here, same timings. Okay.
Sir, I have a
Thank you.
request. Sir, Monday onwards,